Hi, it's Retro Nerd Girl, and I'm broadcasting live from the International Science Fiction Space Station. And I wanted to talk about a movie that I just saw, which is it's a mad, 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 mad world. It's a movie that a lot of people have been telling me, you gotta see this movie. It's funny, it's crazy, just see it. And yeah, it is. It is all of that stuff. They could not have been more accurate about how zany and crazy this story is. And there are so many people in this story. It's crazy. There are just so many incredible actors and people that have been in show business since like the 30s, the 40s, 50s, and they're in this movie and doing so many like incredible stunts. Like there were so many incredible stunts in this movie. Insane, insane. So yeah, here we have I think most of the cast. Let's see if I can name it all. A little detail about the movie. It's a mad, 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 mad world. 1963, rated G. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes, but it is an odyssey. Lots of stuff happened. We have a lot of different people doing just going crazy. Just I mean, they're just going crazy. It's all centered around money. They're all after a treasure that they think that is going to make them rich. And indeed, there is a lot of money, but it's very interesting because it isn't. The ending is just it's crazy. It's just insane. The synopsis here says a group of motorists witness a car crash in the California desert, and after the driver's dying words indicate the location of a hidden stash of loot, they turn against each other in a race across the state to get it. And the director is Stanley Kramer. The writers William Rose and Tania Rose. It stars Spencer Tracy, Milton Berle, Ethel Merman, and a whole lot of other people. There's Mickey Rooney, Sid Caesar, Buddy Hackett, Dick Shawn, Phil Silvers, Terry Thomas, Jonathan Winters, Edie Adams, Dorothy Provine, Jim Backus, Eddie Rochester Anderson, Ben Blue, even the Three Stooges make their way into this show. Peter Falk, Buster Keaton, Jimmy Durante, and a whole lot more. A whole lot more. It's just insane. Insane. There's Jimmy Durante. Yeah, so he's driving insanely. He's driving completely insane on the freeway. This ends up just diving off the cliff. A whole bunch of people get out of their cars to come help him, and he tells them there's some treasure buried somewhere and go get it. And so they are all kind of with the idea like, should we do it? Shouldn't we do it? What's going to happen? And so it's quite interesting how they'll decide, first they're not going to do it. They're like, oh, okay, well, it can't be serious. But then they decide, oh, we better all do it. And it's really quite interesting how they kind of create their own demise, if you will, as they continue on. It gets to be like literally insane. They do all go mad, and it's all because of money. We got those guys, but we also have the police captain Culpepper, who is waiting for. He wants to retire. The money that these guys are after is the perfect money that he can use for his retirement. So he's after the money too. He's got full surveillance on all of these guys to see where they're going, so they can tip him off as to where he needs to go to get the money. Because I think he has some intel, but He needs just a little bit more information to get the last little bit of information to get that loot. And it is, yeah, a series of car chases, like people get beating each other up. It's like so many fights, so many physical fights, by land, by air. And Ethel Merman is really steals every scene that she's in. Absolutely steals every scene that she is in. If you're not aware of who she is, she's the lady in the middle right there, and with the cat with the hat on. And like everybody is just stellar. They're all caricatures of themselves or their personas as comedians, and it really is like a barrel of laughs, and it's ridiculous. Just 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 ridiculous. Uh, and this scene is so hilarious because he's the nephew of Ethel Merman's character, and he's just a complete wild card. He's dancing with a young lady here who is an excellent dancer, by the way, and they're just they're just getting funky. And yeah, this is great, just great stuff. Great character acting, over the top stuff. Everybody's over the top. Everybody's over the top. And so I don't have much else to offer about the story because the story goes into so many different avenues of people, asking for trust, splitting up, and people losing trust in each other. Just a whole bunch of people backstabbing each other and teaming up with one another, and then backstabbing each other, and then doing whatever it is that's the most ridiculous thing that you could possibly do, and not do anything that's reasonable at all. Nothing, like not one character does a reasonable thing in here. And so there's a lot of slapstick moments of people getting hurt and just physical humor. This, like I was saying, the stunt work in here is just absolutely insane. Insane stunt work. The cars are characters in themselves, like how they're being driven around. It's incredible the amount of work that they did with car stunts in this. It's really incredible. I'm sure a pretty amount of money went to getting stunt cars to do all of this stuff too. Yeah, the facial expressions that all of these guys have on their face is the expression throughout the entire film of this. They are in complete panic mode from I would say the the second the second half, sorry, the first quarter of the movie. The first quarter of the movie, they're normal, and then after that, everybody's on frantic mode. They go each man for himself. It's insane. It's sick. Like I said, people team up. They backstab each other. One guy was on his kind of his honeymoon or something, and that's all messed up. His marriage is all screwed up now. It was just a big mess. But also for the time period, 1963, $9.4 million on this budget. Oh yeah, they spent a pretty penny for the time period. That's pretty incredible. They got back, guys, at the box office, 60 million at the box office. What a profit. What a profit. So this did very well. And that is because this is a star-studded event. You could take a kid, you can take their parent, you could take their grandparents to see this. Everybody's going to get a little something, a character actor who they remember. That's really cool. That is so cool. And so this is all culminating to this incredible end scene that is sort of like, I would say, the centerpiece of this whole thing. We have we have the police captain here, taking matters into his own hands. grabbing the money, and now the one that they're all chasing, they got to get that guy with the briefcase with all that money. And so it all culminates with everybody on a building, and they're pretty much on a hazardous building that is not very sturdy, and they need to be saved by the fire department. Now, the fire department says, we need you to come down one at a time. And they're so insane. They all jump on this thing at one time, and it is hilarious. And they're the Three Stooges there. We have this ladder that is just swaying back and forth. It's just hilarious. And they're, yeah, people are just freaking out and screaming, and they're doing their best at the base level, but it is just out of control. So each one of them fly off this thing. I don't, how they don't die, I don't, of course, this is fantasy, but it is quite something to see how these guys get their comeuppance, because each, I would say, every single person in this movie does something vile or distasteful. They're just out of control. They are possessed by that money. They are possessed by it. And so finally, at the very end of it, this is like one of the funniest moments, because all the guys, everybody's all wrapped up. They have they've all had severe injuries, really, really bad injuries. And the ladies come in, and Ethel Merman's character is just so mean and loud. She's such a loudmouth, and she falls down, and everybody's in stitches laughing. And so that's how the movie kind of ends. And it is a funny movie, definitely, and gratifying to a certain degree. And and the money. Nobody gets a chance to spend the money because, oh, well, yes, no, people do get a chance to spend the money, just not these guys, because during their fussle and bustle, the briefcase with all the money flies open, and it goes to everybody, all the crowd that's below. So they don't get a single dime of that money. Very, very appropriate, I suppose. It was pretty awful, all the things that they did. It's just insane. Just the title is appropriate, guys. Yes, the title is so appropriate, and it is absolutely deplorable what these guys do to get the money, and it's high anxiety and frantic the way they set the mood for this, and it works very well. It works very well. Yes, so guys, yes, that was my first impression of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, and definitely a fun time. The storyline's very convoluted. It's really long. It's really long. There's quite a few scenes that go on for too long, right? So if this was done today, it would be much shorter, much snippier, I hope. And I see a version of this where it can be snipped. It's a tad too long, but it is definitely funny. If you like some of those older comedians, you understand the humor that they have to offer. This might be something you might like. If definitely understand that the humor has to do also a lot with time and the timing, and also uh, there's a lot of slapstick, lots of physical humor that's going on there, and so that's part of the reason why I think it's hilarious. I think kids would definitely enjoy this too. There isn't anything too salacious in it. It's weird, but not. There's no like salacious stuff going on in here. It's really more about people going nuts when they find out that there's money laying around somewhere and they can get their hands on it. So So that yeah, that's about sums it up. So yeah, that's it, guys. I think that that'll close me out for today. Do let me know if there is any movies that you think that I might like, and you know what my style is. I stay away from horror. I do love silly movies, and I do also like deeper movies. But if it could be anything before 1999, let's try that. Let's try it. And so I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.